Chapter 15. The Duality Principle.
From Kathleen and Wolfgang. To Roy@wizardofads.com. Subject: Thank you, and here's a question. Date: Wednesday, January 31st, 2001, 9:32 p.m.
Roy, your team is outstanding. Mark Mandelson and I are blown away with your real deal. Thank you for the wisdom and understanding. It truly was the wisest investment I ever made in education. I miss you guys. I need more. You are the cocaine of understanding. 2 questions for you. First, what is the duality principle? Second, is business topology the 8 formulas outlined in your second book, or am I missing something? I explained third gravitating bodies to my wife. You won't believe it, but she got it. I swear. My GSM wants me to do a review with the staff. Do you mind if I try the stuff on them? Did I say I missed you, kids? I really wish we could have stayed for one more day. Cheers. Wolfgang Klein, Edge 102, Toronto, Canada.
From Roy H. Williams. To Kathleen and Wolfgang. Subject: Thank you, and here's a question. Date: Thursday, February 1st, 2001, 7:23 a.m.
Wolfgang, you have a very smart wife. You're going to realize just how smart she really is when you try to explain three-dimensional realities and third gravitating bodies to your coworkers and hear them say,
So what you're telling me is that you just have to get 3 things happening at once, right?
Wolfgang, very few people can grasp the ideas of divergence and convergence within patterns too big for the human mind. Compression keeps most people from seeing third gravitating bodies when you try to explain the concept without first having had the opportunity to stretch their minds a little. Perhaps a few years of being married to you has provided all the mind stretching that Kathleen required to see and hear a world of third gravitating bodies all around her. Go ahead, try to explain it to some other people. I think you'll find that most of them will tell you that they get it. Then when you ask them to explain it back to you, you'll quickly realize that they're confusing chaos with randomness. Business topology wasn't covered in either of my first 2 books. It will be in Book 3, Magical Worlds of the Wizard of Ads. Regarding your next question, the answer is no. The ape is a statement of relationship, like E equals MC squared. It doesn't involve business topology at all. Look through your Academy notebook handouts for the Wizard Sword definition of business topology. I think you'll find what you're looking for. Cisna offers a good definition of the duality principle, which I've reduced to about 1/8 of its original length for you, but it's still pretty lengthy. It says, the scientific debate over whether light was a particle or a wave became rather heated because it cannot be both. Yet it is easily proven that light is both a wave and a particle. Light as a particle lies at the foundation of quantum mechanics. Light as a wave underlies Einstein's theory of general relativity. One rarely learns an operation in mathematics without also learning its inverse operation: addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. The distributive law and factoring come to mind immediately as dual operations. Calculus is nothing more than the application of 2 dual operators that, in fact, are inverses of each other: integration and differentiation. In physics, action and reaction, positive and negative charges, particle and wave theories are known as dual principles. In economics, supply and demand, profit and loss are connected in a dualistic manner. In biology, inhaling and exhaling, the functions of chlorophyll and hemoglobin, muscle contraction and extension, osteoblasts and osteoclasts are known to have opposite functions. In philosophy and political science, the concepts of liberalism and conservatism and thesis versus antithesis are examples of dualistic relationship. Mind and matter, space and time, subjective perception and objective reality, good and evil, yin and yang, light and dark, opportunity and security, the list is endless. My use of the term duality principle in Wizard Academy is mostly to underscore the tension that exists in every second-dimensional reality, that realm of rules. Correct and incorrect. This tension is neatly resolved in third-dimensional reality, the realm of principles, faith, and imagination. Duality tension again raises its ugly head to annoy us in fourth-dimensional reality, our objective space-time continuum. The realm of second- and fourth-dimensional realities is left brain. The right brain is where first- and third-dimensional realities are experienced. Have a great weekend, Wolfgang, and good luck with the staff where you work. I think that you may find that they don't see this nearly so clearly as your wife. Yours, Roy H. Williams.
The size of the villain determines the size of the hero. Without Goliath, David is just some punk throwing rocks. Billy Crystal in My Giant. Chapter 16. The Neurology of Branding.
People who refer to the Earth as round are technically wrong, but directionally accurate. Technically, our planet is an oblate spheroid. But to explain that subtle difference just wouldn't be worth the trouble, so we usually say the Earth is round and leave it at that. Likewise, what you are about to hear is technically wrong, but directionally accurate. For each of our senses, the brain offers short-term and long-term memory. Short-term memory is electrical. Long-term memory is chemical. The objective of branding is to cause your product to be the one customers think of first and feel the best about when their moment of need arises. Therefore, branding must be accomplished in long-term memory. You say, no problem, it's just a matter of repetition, right? Wrong. The brain, you see, is a very smart organ. It knows better than to transfer data into long-term memory when that data is flashing a soon-to-expire message in neon letters. Sleep is the eraser of electrical memory. As the mind is purged each night, the memories that are the most quickly and completely erased are those that are no longer relevant. No ad with a deadline is relevant after the deadline has passed. When an advertiser insists on trying to whip people into action with the urgency of a limited time offer, he can be certain that his message will never make it into long-term memory. At best, the message will stay in short-term memory only until the expiration date has passed, and then it will be forever erased from the brain. Consequently, you cannot make a series of limited-time offers and call it a branding campaign. The bottom line is that you can't have your cake and eat it too. So which kind of advertising will you do? Short-term or long-term? Will you have a little piece of cake right now, or a series of much larger pieces later on? This is the choice every advertiser makes, whether consciously or unconsciously. I just want you to make it consciously. Yes, limited-time offers, when they work, cause people to take action immediately. The downside is that limited-time offers don't work better and better as time goes by. In truth, they always work worse and worse. When an advertiser makes a limited-time offer, the only thing that goes into long-term memory is, this advertiser makes limited-time offers. In essence, that advertiser is training his customer to ask, when does this go on sale? Will you invest your ad dollars in a long, slow, tedious branding campaign that will work better and better as time goes by? Or will you do short-term, high-impact, grab-for-the-brass-ring advertising and hope for a quick-hit payoff? In other words, will you bet on the tortoise or the hare?
Chapter 17. Why do my fingers know this song?
Why do my fingers know this song so much better than my mind? Is a question that has been asked by every piano player that ever played. Most recently, it was asked by Monica Ballard's mom. Monica answered, I don't know, Mom, but I'll ask Roy tomorrow when I get to the office. Want to hear something funny? If Monica had asked me that question 2 days earlier, I wouldn't have known the answer. But as fate would have it, I had just finished researching that very subject. Basically, there are 3 kinds of memory: working, declarative, and procedural. Working memory is active memory, the thought that you are thinking now. It is imagination, the ability to see possibilities in your mind. Electrical and temporary, it is the RAM in the human computer. Declarative memory is stored memory, all the things that you can remember. It is the recall of known information from the hard drive of your brain. Declarative memory is largely chemical. Procedural memory is muscular memory, engraved into the very fabric of your being. It is instinctual and automatic, deeply embedded through much repetition. As I'm sure you've already guessed, Monica's mom was recalling the song through procedural memory. But don't think of these categories of memory as isolated from one another. They overlap continually. You're swinging a baseball bat. Consciously focused on how you are going to swing it, working memory or imagination is involved. Recalling the tips and rules you've memorized for swinging the bat correctly, declarative memory is also involved. And when your muscles respond in a manner very similar to the previous 1,000 swings you've made, procedural memory will be involved. Interestingly, false memories are often implanted when an abstract right brain working memory, imagination, interacts with a left brain, experience-based, declarative memory. This was recently demonstrated by University of Washington researchers Jackie Pickrell and Elizabeth Loftus when they asked 120 people who had recently visited Disneyland to evaluate proposed advertising copy, fill out several questionnaires, and answer questions about their trips. Among the ads these volunteers were asked to evaluate was a print ad describing how visitors to Disneyland could meet and shake hands with Bugs Bunny. Fully 1/3 of the 120 later described in detail how they clearly remembered seeing or meeting Bugs Bunny during their trip. Such an event, however, could not possibly have happened, since Bugs Bunny is a Warner Brothers cartoon character and has never appeared at a Walt Disney Company property. According to Jackie Pickrell, creating a false memory is a process. You may not have had a great experience the last time you visited Disneyland or McDonald's, but since their ads give you the impression that you had a wonderful time, they can actually create that memory. If advertising can get people to believe they had an experience that they never actually had, that is pretty powerful. Amen, Jackie. Amen.